Alright, so in this lecture, we're going to start out and jump right into drawing. Now, we're going to keep this super simple. It's not going to be complex. This is just going to be for fun, to get our creative juices flowing, and to just get in there and start drawing, okay? So, this is an exercise that I really like to do. I did this with my siblings a lot when I was younger, and I do it with kids that I teach sometimes, and I think it's a really fun activity, and honestly, I don't care how old you are, I think it's great for coming up with new ideas. So, it's called the line game. And what you're going to do is you have these 3 lines that I'll provide for you, and your job is to draw a picture out of each of these, is to figure out something that you can create out of this line. So I've created a new layer above my first line, set it to multiply, and I'm going to use my pencil brush because that's my favorite one, but you can use whatever you want. This is super simple. We're not getting into any techniques yet. We're just going to do this exercise to get us going. So let's see. So what you can do for this is feel free to turn your canvas however you want. You can turn this in any angle, any position, okay? You don't have to keep it oriented the way it came, all right? So we are going to draw something out of this, and I'm trying to look at this and figure out what it is I want to draw. Okay, now the only rule is you can't erase the line, you just have to use it in your drawing somehow. Okay, so I'm looking at this, looking at the shapes. I see a couple things I could do. I could do a face like this. I see a nose and a chin and a beginning of a mouth. Kind of see a dog if I do it this way. I think though the one I like the most is this one, and we'll see what I can come up with using this angle. So I'm just going to start out by sketching in here, okay? So blow my brush up a little bit. Okay. I see kind of some sort of a creature or a dragon in here. And so that's what I'm going to try and draw. Okay, so I see this is kind of like the nose area. He has some teeth. Jaw comes up there, and then maybe like almost like a dinosaur type creature. Okay, and I'm keeping it pretty loose, right? I'm just keeping this shape at the forefront of what I'm trying to do here. So you just work this. Now, these drawings probably aren't going to be amazing, right? Because you have to work with this line that's right in the middle. But while these might not ever be finished sketches, they can be really good for helping you come up with ideas or find interesting shapes that you want to work with when you draw something else, right? So, for example, this probably never going to be taken to a finished painting, but if I find an idea in here that I really like or a concept that's actually pretty cool, I can take that and add it to another sketch, right? And it's really simple. It's non-committal. We don't have to feel stressed out or obligated to make something amazing, right? We're just having fun. So, draw a horn right here up on his nose. Right, and if you want to draw over the line a little bit, go for it, right? That's just our starting inspiration. Draw his eye over in here. Awesome. Now let's see if we can finish up the back of his head. I'm going to go ahead and move both of these over just so I have enough room to draw everything. And let's work on maybe a little bit of wrinkles on his neck. Try not to get too detailed. Sometimes I get carried away, get too excited, and I start going to town. Okay, so this big horn thing on the side of his face, I want this to be like a kind of like a horn sort of thing coming out. Sort of like maybe you might find in like a triceratops type thing. Oops, too big. Okay. Fun little creature design. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty cartoony. I probably would never use this, but I kind of like this direction the head frill is taking. That's something I could end up incorporating into another drawing at some point. Okay. Okay. Gotta throw some little spikes back here on the back of his neck. So you can see already very quickly and very fast, we're able to come up with something pretty fun, pretty creative, right? So keep in mind, by the way, when you do this exercise, don't get stressed out. Don't try and create a masterpiece. Just get those juices flowing. And you don't need to copy mine, right? You're supposed to be making your own thing. So come up with your own idea, you know. Get creative and think of something fun to draw doing this, okay? So we can compare. If we turn on the original layer versus the new layer, you can see the original line, right? And how it fits in there. So it's pretty cool, okay? Let's go on to the next one. So have this line here. I'm going to make a new layer on top of it. And let's see, how do we want to have this be oriented? Trying to figure out what I want to do here. And I think what I'm going to do actually is about like this, but I'm going to turn it a little bit so it's facing this way. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to have my new layer set to multiply. Make sure we're on it. Start drawing here. So what I see is another creature. I'm a sucker for creatures. I love coming up with different ideas for creatures. So that's what I'm going to do with this one again. We'll try and do something different for the last one. I just saw this and I thought it looked really cool. So this is what I see. It's like a big leg here, like a foot, and then his back comes down, right? Thinking of like some sort of bunny pterodactyl almost. That's what it looks like to me. Get an eye in there. Get some little whisker holes in here. And then I like this horn. Maybe we could do something else with it besides just like a big flat sort of straight horn. We could do maybe like a frill. Nah, I'm not sure I like that. We could do more horns on the side, but I don't know if I like that either. Or what if there's like it's like flat and there's a hole in it? I don't know, maybe we will just end up going with it. Maybe, okay, how about this? Let's put some ears on him so we can at least have that. I'm going to do this side first that we can see. Okay, now I am going to erase part of the line, but that is because it's still there, right? I'm not like just changing it in order to draw something different. The line still is there, it just goes behind his ear. Okay, so we're not cheating. We're just adjusting the line a little bit. Okay, and then we can get this other ear over here. Perfect. And then yeah, maybe we will, I guess, just keep this as a horn. Okay, he looks like a hammerhead something. Alright, so we got his tail. Perfect. And then let's get some sort of legs up in here. Have his legs come down, and you won't be able to see all of them because they're underneath his other foot, his big foot. We get those. I'm going to do some quick whiskers. And I think we could call this one good. You know, maybe let's put a few horns going on his back. Maybe that will help possibly unify it a little more. There we go. I like that better. Now this is just super simple, right? This is not really a finished drawing, but I could take this idea, right, and flush it out, work with the proportions, and mess around with it till it actually ended up looking like something I really liked. Okay, so cool. That's that one. Let's move on to the last one. Remember, you might be tempted to see what I drew, and then that's like all you can see every time you look at this is that shape underneath. Oh, let's look at that, by the way, really quick. Let's see what the difference looks like. So this is the full drawing. When we take that off, that's the line we started with. And once you see the line again with the drawing taken out, it's like, oh, obviously, I mean, what else could it have been? Of course it was going to be a rabbit creature hamster thing with a giant horn, but I promise you there's infinite possibilities of what you can come up with. So don't just copy mine, get creative. Alright, last one. What can we make with this? This one looks like it might be a little bit more tricky. Turn it around a little bit and see what we can find in this shape here. I like this. So, once again, I'm just going creatively with whatever the first thing I see is, right? Or whatever I like the most. It doesn't have to be the first thing, but just whatever I can find out of this. So for me, I love drawing creatures and animals. That's what I'm most comfortable with. That's what I see in a lot of these. For you, if you like drawing people, cars, creatures, whatever, go with whatever you see. There's no right or wrong, right? This is just for fun and it is comfortable. So once again, I'm going to draw another creature because it's glaringly obvious to me. So that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so I'm going to turn this big piece here into a fin. These spines coming out of the fin. Just kind of draw a little bit of webbing in between these. Hope flesh them out a little more. Okay, there we go. We'll come back and do the whiskers afterwards, actually. I want to get everything else blocked in and feel the shape of everything before I start adding stuff like that. So, we'll put another fin up on his back somehow, but I want to make sure I get it right. So, let's just work in his body first. We'll go back and add that stuff. Okay, another tail fin back here. Then you would be able to see his other fin on the other side, so that's what that is. It's not a mouth. Do some work on his fin here to make it look like it's a little bit more embedded in his flesh. Awesome. Let's put some spines on this so we can stop seeing it as a mouth. That's all it looks like when I look at it. Okay. That looks better. I'm going to find the center line here because I don't know if these nostrils are really lined up correctly. I think it's going to be more like this. So that means we'd have a nostril here. So we got that. Let's work on these sort of fins in the back that we got here. So I get so distracted by eyes. They're such a fun detail to work on. Okay, so yeah, let's work on this. Thinking we'll go with the same sort of spine feel that we have for the front fins. There we go. Let's do the same thing on these ones. Perfect. And then this last one over here. Okay, so we got that. Now let's see, do we want to add anything else in here? I think we should. Let's add some gills up here behind his eye. That way we can know he's a fish. And I'm going to move his eye up a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then let's do some stuff on his back. This one I'm honestly a little bit pleasantly surprised because, you know, if no one told you, I mean, it looks a little wonky, maybe just a little bit, but with some refinement, you could actually turn this out into a pretty cool image. And without anyone telling you otherwise, you probably wouldn't even realize that it was just drawn from a squiggly line. Okay, so have fun with these. If you want, you can use these for your sketch a day. Just make sure that the sketch a day, make sure that you're not just doing a whole bunch in one day. Like if you do all 30 in one day, you're not going to get the point of it, right? The point is to be doing a little bit every day, right? To make it a habit, to really ingrain it into your brain. So if you need to, you can do more than one a day, but make sure you still do it every day. So if you do 2 a day, still do 30 days and then just do 60, or do one of these line drawings every day instead of all in one sitting if you don't have time to do that much drawing. But make sure that you're doing it every day, not just all at once. Okay. All right. So there we go. I think that one looks pretty cool. Should we add any sort of like fin stuff? Nah, we won't do that. But we can. I'm gonna just touch up his fins a little more. These spines. Okay, like little spikes like this going along his back too, I think. And then now we can add those whiskers if we want. So yeah, I really like this one. I think it turned out pretty good. I think we're just going to leave him without a mouth. Looks a little better that way, I think. And there we go. So let's flip that on and off. We could see what it looked like before and after with that line. So really, there's infinite possibilities, okay? Just have fun, come up with something creative, and be sure to post it in the Facebook group, right? Let everyone see. Oh yeah, we turned the sky upside down. So that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are feeling pumped. We're warmed up now. Let's get into the actual technique and lectures. I'll see you guys in the next one.